Mr. Baljit Singh, President of the Central Sikh Gurdwara Board, Mr. Malvinderjit Singh, Chairman of the Sikh Advisory Board, Mr. Inderjit Singh, Chairman of the Coordinating Council of Sikh Institutions, good morning and Sat Sri Akal. I am delighted to join all of you, both here in this hall and online, for the inauguration of the newly renovated Silat Road Sikh Temple, the Gurdwara. This Gurdwara has special significance for Sikhs in Singapore, as you've just heard. It was our first Gurdwara built in the traditional Sikh-style architecture with domes and arches, like those found in the Punjab. In the early years, it's also called the Police Gurdwara because it was built with the help of the police, Sikhs serving in the police force. And many of the Sikhs who came to Singapore during that period came to join the police force. And as more Sikhs came, the community needed a larger place to meet the needs of the growing population, not just to be a place of worship and community, but also to lodge and shelter newly arrived Sikh migrants. So the community chose this site at Silat Road, now it's called Jalan Bukit Merah, because it was near the harbour and train station. They raised funds from the Sikh police contingent in Singapore and Malaysia, then Malaya, and received contributions from Sikhs in neighbouring countries too. So the Silat Road Gurdwara was completed in 1924, nearly 100 years ago. And for nearly a century, this Gurdwara has been a spiritual haven for the Sikhs in Singapore. They worship here and celebrate here. They found solace and sought refuge here. During the Japanese occupation, the Gurdwara took in and looked after the widows and children of Sikhs who gave their lives defending Singapore. This Gurdwara took on even greater significance in the 1960s, when the memorial for the revered Bhai Maharaj Singh, who was the first Sikh identified to arrive in Singapore, was relocated from Outram to within this compound, where it remains to today. The memorial was later expanded and officially opened by Mr. Lee Kuan Yew on this very same date, the 3rd of July, 11 years ago in 2010. In recognition of its significance and role in the Sikh community, the National Heritage Board declared the Gurdwara Sahib Silat Road a historic site in 1999. It remains one of the most popular Gurdwaras in Singapore, and devotees believe that an Akhand Path service performed at this Gurdwara next to the Bhai Maharaj Singh shrine will earn the devotee great merit. During COVID-19, like places of worships of other faiths, Silat Road Gurdwara and the other Gurdwaras have had to cope with the disruptions brought about by the pandemic, especially during the circuit breaker, when all places of worships had to close. It's been a trying time for the worshippers. But the Gurdwaras, like other places of worship, have adapted. For instance, they introduced live streaming services so that devotees could still be part of the congregation, albeit virtually. And I'm glad that even older worshippers are active on Facebook and YouTube, participating online, virtually, in the worship services. And today's ceremonies are being live streamed too. So I'd like to say hello to everybody who is participating, but not physically here with us today. I have been even more encouraged to see the Gurdwaras rally the Sikh community to pitch in and help out during this difficult period. They organized charity drives, provided rations, and lent a helping hand through various assistance programs. They offered langar, thousands of vegetarian meals, freshly cooked by the Gurdwaras, by volunteers, daily, to anyone in need, regardless of race, religion, or background. And this reflects the Sikh tradition of Charikala, the ability to maintain a positive state of mind in the face of adversity. It shows how our Gurdwaras help preserve the Sikh culture and traditions in Singapore, while fostering mutual appreciation and respect across all other groups, and promoting religious harmony and multiculturalism. And thus, they bring Singaporeans together to support one another as one united people. That's why places of worship play such an important role in our society. A big celebration like today's inauguration would normally draw large crowds and rejoicing. However, we've had to scale down the events in accordance with our safe management measures. But while there may be fewer people physically here today, I'm glad many more at home are able to join us online for the celebration of this significant and joyous occasion. So let me again congratulate the Silat Road Gurdwara and everyone who has worked so hard on this project and on this inauguration, and I wish the Sikh community all the very best in the years ahead. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.